The ADHD stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, and it's a really disabling disorder. Basically, it's an early onset brain disorder, so manifestations of the disorder are apparent in childhood, and there are 3 core features. We're talking about very marked motor restlessness. The child can't sit, fidgets excessively. Secondly, they've got marked problems with concentration. They're unable to concentrate on schoolwork, even play, TV. And then the third thing is they're very impulsive. They can't wait their turn, just do things without thinking. We've known for many years that ADHD tends to run in families, and there's a strong genetic contribution to it. But what we found is really exciting, because for the very first time we found direct genetic evidence of something different about the children with ADHD.
We performed a genetic screen analysing the rate in which copy number variants occur in ADHD patients compared to a control population from the UK. And what we identified was that there was a significantly increased rate, about 2-fold increase in the ADHD cohort compared to the controls. If a gene is encompassed by one of these copy number variations, it will have, instead of the usual 2 copies that we would expect, an individual can carry either 1, 3 or many more copies of this gene. And in some occasions they can actually have no gene whatsoever.
What we found is that the chromosomal regions which are carrying these CNVs in the children with ADHD overlap with the same regions that have been found to be affected in children with autism. Not only those with autism, but also in other studies of schizophrenia. Many of us have considered perhaps that these disorders may be neurodevelopmental in origin, that something has happened to brain development very early on, and actually these genetic findings are adding credence to this theory that you've got a group of neurodevelopmental disorders which ADHD belongs to.
If we're able to understand which genes are involved in ADHD etiology, then that will lead to a greater understanding of the biological mechanisms that are important in the development of ADHD.
These sorts of disorders, particularly ADHD, are often not regarded with enormous public sympathy, and it's my sincere hope through these scientific findings the general public, services and scientists will take ADHD seriously, and that we can actually move forward so that we can better understand the science of this disorder and therefore better help these children and their families.